Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. I'm not supposed to be on for a few more minutes, but I did figure as you guys were already here and indeed Athol has arrived, well, I might as well as get to it. This I have now done. Now, first up, we go copy, we go paste, and we go send. There we go. Now, having had a few inconveniences with some parts. That's something I forgot to do. Say hello to Bassman, Basswoman, David, Her Ladyship, and Athol. I knew you were there. I didn't actually say hello. Most rude of me. Now, yeah, minor inconveniences occurred yesterday, so I'm going to fix them, and we're going to continue with our assembly. We are, yes. And yeah, all that's really left to do at this juncture, you all know the drill, people. Oh, fuck yeah. I see a thumb on your nose, by golly. Yeah, nice try. I'm on to you.
No.
All righty. Hey, everyone. Okay.
Hello, you
Now,
Grace.
hey, I've been looking for places to move to. As you know, I've got to move.
Hi, David. Hey, Apple.
Hello.
And for $50 a week more, I can get some really nice places.
Oh, wow.
So I might well look at that because, well, let's face it, $50 in a week is not that much in terms that matter.
This is true.
Now,
Does this include like garbage pickup and yard maintenance and stuff like that?
that's part of the course over here. That's everyone gets that regardless. That's run by the councils. And now one of the things I need to do, I need to bring this camera around. First up, we're going to get a very small part done because I had, now where are we? And we'll need to, I was getting, David saw this, but you didn't, Bassman. Those little handles in. And I've gotten two of them onto here, and I was putting the last one on. And I saw a bit of extra sprue I did. I went to trim it off and cut it in half.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, it was a bit suboptimal. And, in any event, I've glued it together. Now let's just make sure it's all doing its thing. And I've also just got a sliding, I'm going to have to go about doing completing the chassis in a slightly different way. But now this, we are good. Now what I'll need to do, I would suggest, I'd be best off picking this up. What I'm talking about, just as you can see, I'm going to need to, let's see, we got that there, so we come down, that little part there. And what I'm going to do is pick that up, hopefully, with, where is it? This, my magic pencil that I usually use for photo etch. But in this instance,
if this damn windshield don't straighten up on this Nomad, I'm gonna throw it across the yard.
Oh, that's a suboptimal outcome.
It don't give you a damn little lip to set it in.
Yeah, you want that would be handy, wouldn't it?
Oh man, it's like trying to fuck in the dark.
Now, we shall. Yeah, one place I've looked at. It's a bit further out of town than I'd like to be. but it's actually 3 bedrooms,
Okay.
and it comes with a nice yard. And one of the things that's really good about it is it's got lots and lots and lots of shelves.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can see where this is going fast, can't you?
So you got 3 bedrooms?
Yep.
Yeah. He's got room for him, you, and me.
Well, one of the things I would actually conceivably, if it started getting a bit too financially tight, it would be not inconceivable for me to actually sublet one of the rooms.
Uh-huh.
But I would prefer not, because then I have to share with somebody, and sharing house is a pain in the ass, in my opinion.
Well,
Done it
just
for
make
large
sure.
parts of my adult life, and you always have to factor in everybody else and what their needs are. I'm a selfish cunt. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that might be something to get used to.
Yeah, now let's see if we can. Come on. Gotcha. We're gonna go. Ha ha! Mission accomplished. Maybe just tap it up a bit. And we can actually continue, I would suggest, with our interior.
You know, I told you our son had to go for his ACTs last week.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, I don't know what his grades are yet, but
Oh,
he picked up a cold, a head
oh
cold,
no.
and damn, he didn't give it.
Now, they're the ones that decide whether you go to college and stuff like that, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a curious thing as far as terminology goes. What you call college, we call senior high school. To us, a college is like a tertiary place, like a university. However, to my understanding, your college stuff goes a little bit higher than an actual normal high school.
Yeah.
And so what happens there is that it becomes a bit more like you've included first year uni in it, sort of a thing. So it's a bit
Right.
more advanced than just what we call senior high. Now, actually, I'm going to put the back seat in first. Now, where is the back seat? It's around here somewhere. Ah, here we are. Here we are. Now, actually, no, I'm not doing this first. What I'm doing first, and there's a reason why I'm not doing this first, is because I want to get this suspension onto the chassis and start letting that start to dry.
Yeah, it never fails. Every time he goes to that damn school, he comes back and we all get sick.
It's a tad inconvenient to say the least.
It is, most definitely.
I used, for a period of time, I worked in early childhood education. And one of the things about that is that because, of course, you're working around kids, a lot of whom who haven't, daisy, I should put this away, developed their immune system yet, a lot of them get quite ill. Unsurprisingly, you cop a fair few viruses, and certainly I believe it's worse. But your immune system gets a vigorous and rigorous workover initially.
Yeah, that it does.
And I remember once I scored something quite horrid from one of the kids. Recovered. I think they had been back in and the other thing is parents will send their kids to childcare knowing they're ill, but not giving a rat's ass.
Oh yeah, they'll send them to daycare in a minute like that, and school as well.
And so what happens is that, well, ultimately you're next in line.
Yep.
And I remember recovering. I've barely been back in work for a couple of hours. Kid gets upset, needs to be consoled. I do the gentle pick-up. What's the first thing I get whilst he's still in tears? A good hearty cough straight in my face.
Damn it.
And it's just like, thanks, kid. Oh, hey, John, how you doing?
Oh, John.
Hello, John.
And it was one of those things of, actually, I didn't catch anything, but it was just still one of those, thanks, kid, moments. I'm sure you understand exactly what I'm on about. I mean, let's face it, A, being coughed in the face of, thank you very little to begin with. But more just at that point, it was like, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, let you. Oh, there we go. Got some mucky muck on the end of my needle here. Just making sure it should be okay.
Well, it's virtual academy, and they go to different schools each year and camp out in a couple of their rooms.
Yeah.
They don't have their own designated area. And I guess that's one reason why it is like it is.
Could be. Now, I suspect I'm going to need to do my lighter thing again with this.
And it's on the side of the campus where they got the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders and all them little snotty nosed youngins.
Yeah.
More acceptable to catch cold from.
Here's a great snotty nosed reference for you. And this isn't actually anything factual, but it's from Monty Python.
Yeah.
And it's part of a dressing down this guy gets when he goes into the wrong room. And the big line is I should set the scene first. There's a guy who goes into goes to an argument clinic. Where you can go and have an argument, you see.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
David knows it. Anyway, once he's purchased his argument and starts heading to the room in question, first thing he does is actually walks into the wrong room. And, whoops, that way. And as he does, the first room he walks into is abuse. For those people who wish to be abused.
Well,
but he doesn't know that. And no. I see what I should have done the first time. Never mind. And as he walks in, he's greeted with, "What do you want?" "Well, I don't give me that." And here comes the right line. "You snotty-faced heap of parrot's droppings." "Well, your type really make me puke. You snotty-faced, vacuous, malodorous pervert."
Damn.
Next time you want to try out snotty-faced, feel free to remember, you snotty-faced, vacuous, malodorous pervert. That's when he's there. "I came here for an argument." Oh, I'm sorry. This is abuse. Oh, I see. You want Mr. Barnard next door, room 12C. Oh, I see. Silly me. Yes. Stupid kid. And that's when he walks off, and that's when the sketch begins in its entirety.
Right.
But yeah, there is a. Now, I knocked a part off, but that's all coming together quite nicely, I believe. Yeah, that looks about right. There's a couple of bits that aren't touching there, But you see nothing. That's my take on it. We all know the rules. They might be sitting a little high or a little low, but I don't think they're going to affect anything. We'll let that dry for a bit. Actually, no, we won't. We're going to put this back on because I think we can do that quite easily. And we will too.
And this is pretty much the same shit we had last time as well. So you thought we'd be a little more immune to it.
No, you can't be happy about that. Well, you can. But I wouldn't be.
That's weird. It's weird how the body works. You lay down or you sit up, your nose stops up. You know, you get all congested. As soon as you stand up, you can breathe.
What it is, and you probably already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Tell us.
It's as simple as your organs move when you're either sitting to different positions, when you're sitting, standing, lying down.
Your blood vessels open up and everything starts.
One of the things that when I'm feeling unwell, I find a complete mind fucker, is the reality that you might be feeling a bit better and you're starting to breathe good, and that's fantastic. And then you go to lie down to get some sleep, and suddenly everything moves.
I know, man.
Motionless. And then suddenly it's all yucky. And you got to say, no manners there, you know.
I managed to go to lay just right with my head at night, so I can halfway breathe.
Yeah, it's officially no fun at parties. That's my take on it, at bare minimum. Now, this suspension will soon be coming along. That's all I need to do now, and I'll give you a bit of a zoom in a minute. Yes. Goes there. Come on. Where have I glued it elsewhere? Just there.
Me and Bassman got to a little disagreement about medicine, about name brand medicine and generic medicine. I'm like,
well,
you know, it's name brand for a reason. It's got different ingredients in it. She's like, it does not. I said, yes, it does.
No, it does. Okay, I would be siding with Basswoman on this one.
Yeah, I do now well myself.
And the reason I would suggest that is, at the end of the day, chemicals are chemicals.
Yep. She made me a believer.
Yeah, it's I do generic when it comes to my various meds, because be damned paying a whole stack more.
Oh, she does too. I mean,
and the other thing about it is over here,
NyQuil and all that.
Over here, we got a when it comes to this, like prescription medicines. We have a thing called the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme.
Yeah, we got good RX and some other ones like that.
And if you get the generic, you're far more likely to not have to pay for your medication. And you can't tell me that's a bad outcome.
Damn, I still have to pay when we get generic medicine with my prescriptions.
Oh, no, you have to, but you have to pay. You can pay less.
Oh, pay a lot less, yeah. Oh, keep it too loud. This damn cold and congestion
is I'm quite partial to herbal medicine. I've had some really good results with it. My martial arts instructor was a herbalist, and one of the things you got to realize is that Western medicine, or a lot of it,
they know what's
is
up,
actually based on herbs.
Yep.
So if you get the herbs, it's just that it's not as Is that straight? Probably not.
Oh, right.
Yep. No,
Yeah, if you get the herbs, it's just that it's not as condensed, perhaps.
that herbal medicine's good shit.
It is.
Cool.
I'm a fan. Now, this is dicking me a bit, I fear. Let me just try and rotate.
Yeah, back in the day when I was younger, we had this thing called methylate that you put on cuts and scratches and so forth.
Yep.
And then you had this throat spray that whenever you got a sore throat, I can't remember what it was called. Chloroseptic. Yep, chloroseptic. Y'all have anything like that? Sore throat?
Sounds like TCP over here. Horrible stuff.
Yeah, it didn't taste the best in the world, but that's what we use coming up. Methylate and
no, we didn't really have anything like that.
put a towel over our head with Vicks paper rub and like evaporator.
I remember one of the most brutal things I ever encountered as a child, and this is to do with disinfectants and stuff. My grandmother had this disinfectant, and yeah, CCP or some such. And it was savage. Nobody disinfected this. This would, it stung if your wound was even close to open.
Yep. Yeah.
And as a child, I would recoil in horror at the mere notion. And the thing you got to realize is that a lot of my childhood was I was actually raised by my grandparents. And so if it needed to be given disinfectant, guess who was doing it? Nan. She tried out this savage stuff that just, I believe that's the technical term for it. Just savage, man. Oh, is that why it's not going on? Oh, fuck's sake, Rob. Hang on.
Fucking brutal. Brutal.
Oh, yeah. Totally brutal. I've just realised something immensely irritating.
What have you gotten?
I've gotten brackets on the wrong way. I'm going to have to totally redo this. Let's start with that. At least I can fix it. It's just annoying. Now, first step is going to be getting this front part on. The rest is easier after that, I would suggest. This much I have cleaned. This slides very nicely onto cunties. This. Once that's in position, now, yeah, on the outside of that. So probably, oh no, be all right. So we get that all the way in to there.
What's the word of the day?
This we'll soon find out, good sir. Give me a moment. Just want to get this into position. And the thing about this, I would suggest, is that it's actually quite stable very quickly. So, or have I fucked it again? No, I'm good. All right, let's get a word while that's doing a bit of drying. Then we're going to get some other bits in position. Now, yesterday, so we're up to you.
You. All right.
Oh, how the fuck is that even a Jesus? That's a bit of a dud out. Come, let's see what we can find around here. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay. Now, the options for you are pretty wussy. Unicorn, a coach drawn by 3 horses, upper story or garret, figuratively used to signify the head. But here's the corker, people. Under V, the Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas. Bit wordy, but what that means, or refers to, is a drunken man that pisses under the table into his companion's shoes.
Oof.
Fuck.
Yeah, now, A, who the fuck does that? B, it's rather a wordy way of calling somebody what I'd call a dirty cunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm dirty cunt.
Oh, that's just wrong, man. Who the fuck? And a title that sounds always pleasant.
It would be some funny shit, though.
I mean, the dude who does that to me gets a bitch slapping. That's all I'm saying.
That happened on board ship once. There was
Oh, does it?
Yeah, there was a chap. He was started to become a heavy drinker. The longer he sort of came on board, and
Right.
then one night he just turned over his bunk, peed over into down, and it went into somebody's boots.
Wow. So we've got some context here. Fantastic.
Yeah, he's. I think he was then persuaded to leave the service.
I'm unsurprised. That falls heavily in the category of how not to win friends.
Come on now. Who's not ever in your younger days been drunker than hell, and you pissed in a drawer, pissed in a trash can, thinking you were in the bathroom?
I've never been that drunk.
Actually, I'll tell you a really hideous story, and this is true.
Bassman
Almost something I did.
Bassman almost made me go out in the yard and sleep one night because I did that.
A mate of mine, indeed, Chris, who I go fishing with. He used to be in the Army Reserve, and he had to go to the base one day when we were hanging out, and because he used to work actually at the base, but it was his day off, but had to go there for some reason, and so I've gone in with him, and he's gotten on really well with now in Australian and British terms. It's the term they use is staff sergeant. I'm not quite sure the correct term in the US military, but the staff, he basically runs the base. Basically. Okay. Anyway, despite the fact that I'm a civilian and that Chris is not a sergeant, he said, "Oh, come down to the sergeant's mess and have a few beers." And so it began. And okay, the only problem was that those few beers, as you can gather, turned into drinking the sergeant's mess dry.
Yep.
And this is where the horror story kicks in. Every time we had to take a piss, of course, you have to go for a walk. You go, down to the Dunnies, which were a bit of a hike, but whatever. Until Dennis, the staff sergeant, says, "Look, lads, there's an easier way than this. Done this many times before." This is when we're both all suitably hammered. But Chris and I just going, "Yeah, whatever, man." That's how hammered we were. And he then illustrates how then he moves to like a pallet or a carton of Coke cans in front of the sink.
Damn. Damn.
Well, and I'm sure you can see where this is going anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, and so for the remainder of our session, when any of us needed to go, we merely stood atop the cans and took care of business. Chris told me many years later that there was so much
Things wrong
crossing
again.
military borders on that one that it was ridiculous. Athol informs me, or has informed us, that and two things, in fact, that there's a YouTube channel dedicated to kitchen remedies. And also that a staff sergeant, which I mentioned, is the equivalent of a master sergeant second class. There we go. Useful information. Thank you, Athol. Now, anyway, so yeah, but Chris has told me that just for starters, the fact that that he wasn't a sergeant and I was a civilian in the sergeant's mess. The urination in the sink thing. Everything. You know, the fact that no work got done at the base that day because Dennis was getting hammered with me and Chris. So much wrongness there. Not quite. No, let's see what I could do with it.
Well, I'm gonna tell on Bassman there a while back, years ago. You know, she had a little too much to drink, and it was about 10 o'clock at night. It's black outside. I get up and I go to the bathroom. Come back in here. I'm looking for her. I'm like, what the hell is she at? Front door stand wide open, porch lights on. She's out there squatting in the front yard.
Busted.
I just stood there. I was shook. She looked at me. I shook my head. I just come back here and sat back down. Damn, man. Yeah, we're out to do something like that.
Yeah, look, I've usually it's not infrequent that when I'm coming back from, say, fishing, because we've got to go to once we've left fishing, Chris's place, then it's back here. Excuse me a moment. Anyway, so I've been known, and have you ever noticed how your body seems to intuitively know when urination is close, and then suddenly the urge gets almost overriding?
I know, right?
What the fuck is with that? That's the question I have.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
It's a thing, and I've been known to be in such a hurry. I mean, it's a bit easier when you live by yourself. To be running in so fast. Actually, another time is after massage sometimes, because I'm in there for 2.5 hours. If I've eaten a while before, sometimes I've been in a dire need to do a crap afterwards. And on more than one occasion, I've been running in, gold coming off, barely breaking stride as I undress on the way to the toilet. I worry about picking up the clothes after.
There's been a time or two you had to jump the shower curtain up. You just couldn't get to the toilet in time. Oh man, yeah, your mind it does something to you. You're like, yeah, okay. As you get closer to the bathroom, it just.
I'd say there is a psychological trigger there somewhere for sure. It'd have to be.
There is.
You would think.
That's why I keep a Gatorade bottle in the vehicle with me.
Actually, here's a savage story for you. Because once I was recovering from gastro, and I still had to do my paper round because my boss was on holiday. And the only problem with that was that the paper round involved me going up into the hills, a long way from any assistance. And
It's at night, right? Or yours during the day?
Oh no, night.
Okay.
But on down on the plains in town, of course, there's the possibility of pulling into a servo, taking care of business, da. No such options in the hills. And anyway, so I had to do a few. I took a roll of toilet paper with me, and that was all well and good, but ultimately it ran out.
Oh shit! Newspaper time.
Oh yeah, and
Newspaper
at
time.
one point I was, I pulled in behind this deli to do a drop off, and felt that I just could not hold. The only options was to open up a newspaper, duck behind their rainwater tank, and take care of business there.
Hey, you gotta do it, man.
And I told Chris this tale, and he's there. What? So you just crapped in behind their rainwater tank? I was there or in my pants? He said, well, what are they going to find? I'm there, fucked if I know. It wasn't my problem at the time. But yeah, now we're getting these back on where it needs to be. We've got our start of our suspension. I've got to put one more bit on that. And then we can start putting things together a bit more thoroughly.
Yeah, one thing about my paper route as well. Most of my route was out in the country. So,
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty easy to take care of business there.
Yeah, the whole the bigger issue for me was gastro. Let's face it, which doesn't want to take no for an answer sometimes.
Yeah.
And oh, good Lord. And here's another corker. Now, there's a place in Adelaide called West Lakes. It was an artificially created lake. It was originally swamp, but they've turned it into a prestige suburb. You know, I'm sure you've got similar things in the US and the UK.
Yep.
Anyway, point being, Chris and I were fishing at a place called Delphin Island, which is part of the setup they've created there. And I got caught short, and I said, do you want me to drive you to a dunny? I'm there, no, there's one down that park down the road. I was pretty sure I'd seen one, which would be great if there was. And what happened ultimately was I was wrong. And so what I've done is, fortunately, because I was dressed for fishing, I had some paper towel on me. And I've ducked behind a bush behind somebody's fence line and taken care of business.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Chris has been quite appalled when he's heard this. And he's there, what, you just crap behind somebody's fence? I'm there, yep. And the beautiful part, though, is apparently around this time, some dude had been caught on camera taking a break from a run to do a crap.
Oh,
he'd become known as the poo jogger.
The poo jogger.
The poo jogger.
That's
and anyway, a while after this event, and I believe Chris had leaked details, shall we say, to his wife and daughter. And anyway, he's one night around this time, I've been over their place, and somehow vague sort of like allusions, not direct statements, but they've been alluding vaguely to behaviour at Delphin Island, shall we say. And I could see Chloe, that's Chris's daughter, was starting to get a bit amused. And you've never seen anyone laugh harder than when I've looked at her, said, "Hey, Chloe." She looked over and said, "I am the poo fisher."
Damn.
And she just fell out of her chair.
Damn.
All right, there's the back seat in. Yeah, I'm going to move this camera a bit. Let's get the two front seats in. All right, and let's get a mouthful of coffee as well while I'm here. Because I slept in, I forgot to set my alarm. I'm just going to set it for a regular. I don't know why I don't do that. I digress. I got way more coffee left in my giant mug than I would normally at this stage of proceedings. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Now, our next objective. That easy, is it? Looks like it. Boom, let's do that then.
Well, when I was fishing bass tournaments, and there'd be
Yeah, you'd get caught short all manner of times.
Oh man, there'd be 25 to 40 boats out there with 2 people on each boat, so that's a lot of people. And especially if you're out there in open water and you couldn't find a cove or somewhere to get to or under a bridge, man, you
that's hilarious.
outside the boat. Yeah.
But what you gonna do?
Nobody ever rode by and made you rock the boat, or they kind of give you privacy, but it was just you gotta go, you gotta go.
These are the realities, man.
I remember Chris, the guy fishing with me, and it's kind of funny. Both our names are Chris, and we're partners. And I was trolling the boat. He says, "Man, give me that Walmart bag out that front live well." I said, "Dude, really?" So yeah, so he put a bag over his ass and got back there by the big motor and took care of business.
Yep, as you do. You can't not do it.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. And never really think about safety. You're out there sitting over, God knows how deep the water is. You don't have your life jacket on. You're sitting there hanging off the front of the boat, fishing.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to give yourself a Darwin Award.
Actually,
there is a Darwin Award I've heard of that does involve someone going to the toilet. Ridiculously enough.
Sure.
One guy apparently wanted to go and just do a piss. I believe was the drill. There we are. And him and some friends were traveling down the highway. I'm just going to have to hold that for a moment. And he's gotten them to pull over, as you might. And as he's seen the edge of you got those concrete barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he figured that he'd just jump over that and he'd be on the other side and do his piss there. Should have looked first.
Oh, shit.
And so it was that he plummeted to a horrible death.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you think, looking over those things is probably wise. Now, a couple of local boys here, as in from my very own city, scored what I view as one of the pinnacle moments of stupidity and got a Darwin Award. And this one, scope this out. There was a guy who was creating a few problems for some of the various bikie gangs. And one gang decided to take him out by sending two guys to blow him up, literally with a bomb. Which would have been a fine idea if it hadn't been that the two yutzes in question had been were sufficiently clumsy that they actually blew themselves up.
Fuck.
That's right about then. You got to be going slow hand clap. You're a special kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, the first front chair's in.
Oh, that was good, man.
So there we go.
That party.
Get the other one in. The interior's almost done.
That party. Holy shit,
Okay, I'm not sure. The chair somehow doesn't look quite straight, but I think I'm maybe just being a bit of a pedant. If I'm having to look, if I'm going to the doesn't look quite straight comment, oh, that's got to go back there. What are you doing to me?
Probably the carpet, huh?
Pardon?
Probably the carpet making it sit.
Probably, but I don't think it's actually from a viewing perspective going to matter that much, you know?
Right.
Because, like I said, the actual line, like if I line up the edge of the seat with one of the back lines on the rear chair, looks right. And if I'm having to look that closely, we all know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
If someone starts picking holes in what's happened there, baseball bat to the head for them.
Time to take them out.
Oh, they're deserving of a Darwin Award, I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I could maybe move it a tad further forward, but again, why? Would be the answer there, or the question there, I would suggest. Just...
Damn it.
There we go. And that will be easy. Let's do this.
Well,
But I am really happy with the carpet. Pardon?
Scariest thing I ever had to do was we were back in the boat into the lake, and you know, sometimes you took a rope to the front, stand on the bank or the dock, and the guy would bump the trailer, and the boat would slide off, and you'd pull it or to the dock or to the bank.
Yeah, right.
The rope come off the front of the boat, and Chris was pulling the trailer out of the water, and there goes the boat floating off. And I was like, holy shit. So luckily, I run down to the trailer because the boat had just come off the trailer.
Jesus.
I run down the trailer, and I jumped like fucking Superman, and I was able to grab the front of the boat, the pedestal seat, and half my body was hanging in the water.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I was able to pull myself up in the boat and troll it back up there to the dock.
Were young and vibrant.
Yeah.
Had the energy to do shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the drill, isn't it?
That shit happened today. I just had to watch out somebody float away.
I believe these days, in fact, the experience of getting older can be quite well summated by the way Chief Wiggum responds to letting Snake just drive off on one occasion.
Yep.
And the comment is, I'd rather let 1,000 guilty men go free than chase after them.
Damn right.
And yeah, I'd rather let 1,000 boats go free than chase after them.
Damn right. Oh.
There we go. Boom. Oh, stay in position, damn you. Yeah, there is a slight issue here. it's the carpet's the cause, but that's okay. So maybe if I can just
So you're gonna find a place that's furnished, right?
no. You can get furnished places.
Like with stove and refrigerator.
The stove is okay. There are certain. In fact, this varies very much from one country to the other, I believe. Over here, when you move into a place, it'll have an oven and a stove. That's a given.
Right.
It might have a dishwasher. And generally, unless it says otherwise, it won't have anything else. Now, interesting facts. Apparently, in Germany, and I don't know about other European countries, but I got told this by one of my German teachers. What you get is when you rent a place, there'll be no oven or anything or in the place. It's up to you to put that in. But then that's your oven, which I find a little bit weird. But that's only because that's not the way I was. Alrighty, anyway. But yeah,
Huh.
I'm not sure how it rolls in the US, obviously. Here's our interior.
Oh yeah.
Now,
That actually looks like real leather.
it's coming up nicely. Now, our next bit are two little stems or two gear sticks to go in the front. Which are, yes, now they go, yes. All right. I reckon I'd be, this is going to be a bit cunty. I don't want to ruin the carpet. Now,
It's just amazing to me how quickly they can build a 1,500 square foot house within just a month.
oh, you can do quite remarkable things. I'll tell you one thing I find interesting, and I'm a little curious as to why more governments haven't pursued it, actually, given that, let's face it, a lot of countries have, well, a bit of a housing crisis going on.
Yeah.
But apparently it is far from infeasible to actually 3D print houses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to my mind, so okay, you've got a housing shortage. Why isn't this being put into place? And I'm not just talking about in my country, I'm talking about a whole stack of them.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, and you could actually do it as temporary stuff. So as if people are actually homeless, what they need is stability and housing. So use it as a temporary setup for people as they transition into their own whatever, you know? Fuck, how hard can it be?
Yep. Absolutely.
There's several places in UK. They got shipping containers stacked up,
that's another good option.
and they got those converted into one-bedroom sort of flats with a bathroom and just a bedroom sort of thing.
Yeah, I've seen those as well.
And there's other areas that there's a prefab chalets been put up, temporary, and they're supposed to have new houses there, but they've been doing it for a short while, for several years. 20 miles away from me is Newport, and one section of there. After the Second World War, they had a load of all around the UK. There used to be little tin chalets built up, houses built up, sort of recycled packs put together, and they were still living in there in the 2010s. People just loved them. They've now got rid of most of them, I think, because they're not environable. But now there's possibly new laws coming in about the places need to be at least energy efficient to see and all sorts of.
Well, I was going to say, is there any reason why the council can't facilitate these abodes to be that? You know?
I know, right?
It's a bit like, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but it always seems to be more about money and what the man says, and it's just like, how does fuck off sound?
Exactly.
There's a load of houses are sort of concrete slabs put together, but you can't get a mortgage on them because they're non structural level or something. They're quite big sort of places, but you can't get a mortgage on them.
No.
A lot of them though have had the outer walls removed and stone bricks built up on the outside to make them more mortgageable. But it's not. They don't go for very much.
Yeah, right. All right, I've got the first of these in, which is a little gear stick thing there. So I need to knock that across just a touch. And maybe, anyway, first. So that one first.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
And we'll just. Oh no, that's possibly good. That's good. We'll leave that settle in.
We have shelter and barn places around here that you can buy these real nice, lavish barns. And then when you buy them, if you lease them from them, if you don't buy them right out, you have to sign a contract stating that you won't live in it while you're buying it from them.
Yeah, right. There's quite a common thing that happens over here. And I'll tell you, if I had the cash, I'd fucking do it. People buy churches that are no longer being used.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if I had the cash, I would so be buying a church.
Yep.
Because ultimately, nice thick walls, you could do so much with it.
Oh, they're built.
Quiet neighbors.
Do what?
Quiet neighbors.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? And you know they're going to stay quiet. And that's never a bad outcome.
True.
I remember when I was living at a place in an area called St. Mary's, sometimes on hot summer nights, me and my housemate would go for a walk down to the local servo and just grab something to eat. And we'd frequently take the guitar with us because he had an acoustic. And we'd, having gotten our munchies and whatever to drink, we'd sit in the cemetery and play guitar, and we'd be quite happy with the knowledge that we had a captive audience. Let's face it, you know they're going to be there.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd be very concerned if they weren't. Gee, what goes on there? Rise of the Living Dead. Do you reckon zombies have some sort of pre-rising conference before they decide what they're going to, before what they do stuff? I'm thinking some sort of. Now, Tom, we've told you before, you don't just go along willy-nilly trying to attack people. You want a nice, cohesive line of zombies going, brains. Last time, you went all renegade and ruined it for everyone.
The hell?
Well, they've got to have some sort of cohesive plan. I mean, let's face it, they all mysteriously appear to totally swamp humanity. yet being utterly brainless. There's something going on, man. I'm onto them. Yes, I am. Now let's get this other one put in, and that will be our interior done.
You do that, I'm gonna blow my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that a notice on YouTube like that's you know you had a bad day when a zombie go past you shouting brains. You haven't got one.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Yeah, there's certainly some people who need not be in any fear of a zombie uprising. Ayo, tweezers. Come here. What are you doing to me? That way round. And hopefully I don't bump the other one. Oh, you cunty thing. Might put a bit more glue on it. Now that way. And this one's been cunty to me.
Cunty.
Cunty.
We're expecting a thunderstorm tonight. And I got up to go blow my nose and looked out the kitchen window, and it about took my big umbrella across the yard. Had to go out there and put it down.
Yeah, I would.
You know, I let Nugget back in just now from his little fish trip. It about blew the door out my hand.
It's quite remarkable the amount of force that a wind can generate.
I know, right? Brutal.
It can be.
It's brutal. Man, I tell you what, whenever the human body gets sick, man, you got it coming at you. Your eyes, your nose, your farts smell like death.
Ayo, this one, I tell you, making me annoyed. At least the other one's been cooperative. Aye, Columba.
And my fart outside was so bad I had to come in the house to get away from it.
Ha!
Yeah.
You know it's bad when you notice it.
Damn right. You stand there and you go, okay, I'm all right.
This part is being particularly cunty. Aha! I have you. Hopefully.
And your little dog, too.
There we go. It's got two shiny little. Oh, you cunt.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple of days ago. But me and Bassman were sitting on the porch this morning watching the birds. Man, I tell you what, birds are just amazing creatures.
They are. They're very intelligent.
Very intelligent. They're pinpoint precise landing.
Oh,
Chris
and I saw something quite hilarious when we were fishing. You know, this thing I didn't want to do, and what that was we saw these two water birds having clearly a fight, and they're sort of they're flapping their wings as they're one's chasing the other, And keep him on while I concentrate. But also effectively running on the water.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was the weirdest thing to see. You had this in stitches.
I love watching them take a bath in it.
Right, now let's just give that a slight tap at the top. But it's quite a remarkable piece of course not. Why would you stay in the position?
Yeah, all animals are amazing, but birds, they can fly anywhere they want to.
About chickens, did you know they're closely related or descended from the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Yep.
Yes, I believe these days it's kind of common knowledge, but yeah, I find it
That's
interesting nonetheless.
Kind of crazy, isn't it?
You can sort of see it in terms of the short wing sort of thing.
Yep.
There we go. I'm just going to let them dry now. But that's the interior done. So that's how.
You know one thing a T-Rex can't do?
What else it can do?
One thing a T-Rex can't do? It can't masturbate.
They show that on Family Guy. There's this guy that's got the T-Rex with a computer monitor. And you actually see him go, computer monitor, check. Hand lotion, check. Kleenex, check. And then he realizes he can't spank the monkey anyway. And loses his shit. And they have a song. And it's something about, luckily he found a partner so he could have sex. The non-masturbating Tyrannosaurus Rex. But yeah, it's would be a hell of an existence for a critter. Whole stack of no fun to be had there. Now, yes. Now this goes in, comes out thusly with it.
Some people say that's why they managed to live for millions of years.
Now, we're getting to nitty-gritties very shortly. I need to put this bracket in, and then let's just... I might be well advised just to push that in a bit more, give it a bit longer, I reckon. Just to get that a bit more solid. As I can see, it's not quite how it needs to be. I'm probably being pedantic here. There's where it needs to be. Yeah, there. It's not quite sitting right, so I'm going to fix that before I get myself very, very grumpy. Because the odds are I would get very, very grumpy, that is.
We don't want that.
No, we do not. Hey, what am I doing to myself now?
David, you still working on your Mercedes, or are you done with it?
No, I got it. The glass from another kit to put on there, and I've lost a couple of pieces again. It's been frustrating, so I keep on losing bits and pieces and flying off. I'm doing
that can be quite a piss one.
Yeah. Mind you, I've been trying to put things away. It's become very sore from my knee and my elbow, so I'm beginning to lose things.
Well, I've gotten better about that, but I got a little black cat that loves to steal my shit. You hear him play with something in the kitchen on the floor in there, and you get up automatically and you run like a son of a bitch. What's he got this time? Man, I'll tell you what, cats are so funny. This little Merlin, the magnets that we have, every time he takes a shit, dude, he leaves the cat box like a fucking rocket. He runs through the house from one end to the other. I guess he's trying to cool his asshole off.
Ha! That's
He
funny.
does. He's like a fucking bullet. Cat tissue.
Now, that is sitting much better, I think, as far as a position. There we go. There we go. Let's just let that dry, shall we? Because it wasn't quite right. Now, I can put some other stuff on the bottom, being as it all goes onto here. Now, I need to give this a bit of a tidy up with some of our leftover. Let me just... Toothpick time.
I got to
Got
find out a little
bit
more
of,
information about it, though. But our son told us today that they were making another Game of Thrones movie about Aegon the Conqueror, about when he.
No, they will. They will. Look, if there's money to be made, you may rest assured that it'll be made.
Yep.
And because their Game of Thrones is hugely popular, they're going to milk that for all they can. Now, also with the turtle waxing, I've accidentally filled in some holes here. So we're going to do a little bit of tidying up there. Get a pin. On the topic of which, and clear out those holes.
Yeah, if you get that turtle wax in your door jams and trunk lids and stuff, you get you a soft bristle toothbrush.
Into there. So I might as well clear this out before I start putting shit on it. Some of this shit gets pretty hard, doesn't it? So that's okay. I've got a weapon for the occasion. Oops, days. Can zoom out. Got a pretty busy day ahead of me.
What are we doing?
I've got to complete my sending off of, because I've got to go chasing up all that copyright. I got a start on it yesterday. It was kind of mind warping. From the viewpoint of you end up having to track down I've got 60 quotes, and then of those 60, I had to identify where they all come from. Oh, are you fucking serious? One of my things just fell down. Give me a moment. Let me just get that out while I'm attending to this. And anyway, the point being that, and then you've of course got to draft a letter to the relevant department. And then you've got to, when you send the request, you need to cite the quote, give all sorts of various caveats to make sure that they're all happy as far as you're going to accredit it to them and da 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 da. And yeah, to do that, like for example, when I sent one to Disney, it pretty much amounted to there's finding them, there's typing the letter, and then I had to list what was it, something like I think a dozen quotes on the one email. So as you can imagine, there's a lot that goes into that.
Nice.
And then I had to do one. I've done one for Universal now, and I've now got to do one for MGM, then Warner Brothers, a couple of other places, and also get some housing applications set up, as well as start picking out where I want to run my walking stick self-defense sessions for seniors. Picking out venues. I've got a fair idea where I want to go with it. All right.
So you got a lot to do.
I've got a shitload to do, man. Oh, dude, your accent just reminded me, believe me or not, on this one. I saw this thing on YouTube, and it was Christy Gnome's cousin,
Oh shit.
and he's got your sort of an accent,
Right.
and that's what reminded me. And what was fantastic about it was he was basically going full shred on her,
Really?
and was saying, "Look, we don't have a lot of time for her because she's a pretentious cow." And he said, "Look, she goes to Washington. She came back and he's there, look, I've got a Versace dress, and we've had to explain to her it's a Versace because she was always in catch-up classes in school, so she's not real bright. I guess she didn't get any linguistic training." And he wasn't. Yeah, basically, she's not well thought of within her own family, and from what I can gather, neither of them met. Stephen Miller, the same.
Wow.
His own family will happily wash their hands of him because they're just wrong. In simple terms.
100%. Yep.
But yeah, I saw that. I thought that's because again, I thought, oh. Then when I heard the shredding, I was going, oh my lord. Now, I'm just going to do a couple of colouring tidy ups that I may not need to do, but just in case. I think I told you the story about one of my sister's boyfriends used to know a guy. In fact, one of his football coaches, I believe, whose name was Gary Case. And anyway, as would happen, his wife fell pregnant, and apparently was getting a bit of a ribbing to the effect of, so what you going to name the son? Justin? Justin Case?
Shit.
I think that's a bit harsh.
That's hard. That's brutal. Oh, man.
I'd have laughed if he did.
Wow. Damn it, man.
All right, yeah, that's looking a little tidier on those little spots. And
Yeah.
then we can start getting some other stuff into position, I would suggest. All right. Although I wouldn't mind getting that part that keeps coming out on me on the bloody... I think it's the handbrake. Maybe they don't need a fucking handbrake. Fuck them. Let them have an accident, I say.
What the Flintstones did.
Yeah.
Yabba dabba do.
Have you seen on Family Guy where they do a cops episode and they're chasing the Flintstones?
No, I have not.
They basically they've got Fred doing the drive to the drive-in as they do in the credits of the Flintstones.
Right.
Except when he becomes aware that he's being chased by the cops, he goes in there, jumps out of the wheels and tries to go do a runner. And of course he gets captured and hammered hard. And you hear the commentator say, "Trying to get away? Yabba dabba don't." I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, best cartoon.
All coming together now, looking much tidier.
Make me want to shout.
Now.
How's the weather around you?
It's Australian, sunny.
Yeah.
I'm going to be using today as well to do a fair bit of washing, because it's never a bad idea. I'll probably do that over the next couple of days even. Because on Wednesday we actually have rain. Well, we're supposed to be getting rain. As to whether that's actually true is another story. They may just be teasing us, I tells you.
Yep.
Right. Now we get there.
All the trees are blooming.
Oh, of course, it'd be spring in your neck of the woods, wouldn't it?
Yep. Starting to turn pretty around here.
I'm one thing I'm
Right.
thinking about when I move, because I am looking at making sure I get a place where I can, because we've got a lot of pots now, pots and pot plants. So I'm going to need to find somewhere that I can put them. And what I'm thinking as well, this time when I set up my garden, I'll be able to fully factor seasons in and stuff. Because I sort of like evolved more with this garden rather than than having specifically laid out from the outset, as it were. So this I will then do.
Yeah, I want to do a garden this year too, but I don't think we'll be able to get to it this year.
So
the
the advantage I'll be having is that I'll be moving in autumn. So that'll give me time to make sure I do all my setting up properly and yada, yada, yada. So as it all looks All comes together very nicely.
They got all the seeds out. You can buy them now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, things certainly over here, and I dare say in the US and indeed the UK, some things you grow better in winter and others in summer.
Yep.
So I'll be able to factor all that in. So that'll be handy.
Yeah, we bought a bunch of those kid pools a couple years ago. They worked out perfect. We got them like $10 a piece, and just enough food for each pool. For tomatoes and squash and stuff.
Yep.
Didn't have to worry about weeding it and all that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting something like that.
Actually worked out
You
really
do quite
good.
remarkable, quite cool things with them.
Expect
If I was open to.
control. Yeah, we picked them up at like a dollar store for like $10, $12 a piece. About like 8 of them. I think we got
Yeah.
6 of them.
Yeah, been so wet for the last 2 months. I haven't really been going to do anything in my garden. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is the downside of gardening, is that if it's too wet, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, we killed our tomatoes one year. We both did. We both
What you
did.
do?
Yeah, you can overwater tomatoes. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Dirt to dirt.
They're pretty tough, though. I'm surprised. I must say, that's a remarkable effort. As far as I've seen, tomatoes will take all manner of hammerings, as the
Oh, they
bishop said to
can.
the choir boy.
They will.
Um,
They'll grow anywhere.
yeah, they're pretty strong and hardy. Um,
But they don't like a lot of water.
that's probably why they grow so well in Australia. They grow real well over here. Here's a funny story for you in a gardening sort of variety. Apparently, in the UK, the geraniums are considered a bit of a flower to grow. They're not easy to grow.
yes,
And, but that's part of the reason why they're popular. My grandfather, when we moved over here, was eagerly planted some geraniums. And as it would transpire, the Australian climate is borderline perfect for geraniums. Like so much so that it's quite a common sight to see geraniums just casually planted next to a Stobie pole growing up on the roadside. And so it was that we ended up with literally a forest of geraniums along the back fence.
Huh.
And ultimately, we had to at various times go to town on them because they were that widespread. It was just insane. And there was another area where they had literally taken over. It was just ridiculous. That's how well they grow over here.
Well, we have wild elephant ears, and they run, and you can't kill them things. I found some in the woods years ago and brought some to the house and planted them all the way around the house. And I pulled dead roots up, throw them in the burn pile, throw them out there across the yard, and
they still came up.
They start coming up.
Yep. Another one over here is berries. Blackberries and raspberries. will go absolutely ballistic. There are people who in the country who, if they own a bit of land, make sure they've got a goat, because that's the only way they're going to keep the berries in check.
Oh.
Otherwise, they're going to be down there on a semi-rig hacking out berries. And the other option you got, if you're going to keep them, is my mum, a woman my mum used to work with, used to own a block up in an area called Norton Summit. It's quite hilly. And she had a block up there, and it was quite hard to get down the bottom of the block. But at the bottom of the block was a whole stack of blackberry bushes. And she was quite happy for Mum, and indeed for myself to go along, to collect said bushes, or said berries. And we would fleece hard and come back with a shitload, which we would then, some of which would be frozen, some of which would be made into a pie that evening. But it was just huge amounts of them. It was just ridiculous. But there'd be enough to be able to freeze them so there'd be a steady supply of blackberries throughout the winter, or throughout the year until the next lot came through. All right, we've got that nice and black, looking nice and pretty the way it should. Oop, not quite. Couple little spots down here.
Yeah, when the berries come up in the summer months, wild ones are in places that I pick them out. Say with that's my 5-a-day fruits.
Ha!
Well, thank you.
Now, all right. Now, once I've gotten all this ready to go, and gotten that last part back in, and I wouldn't mind. Let me just check something. And get that bracket back in. Once I've gotten those things achieved, I'm going to wind the stream up and get on with a few bits. That will still take a bit of time.
Grandparents, they've got all blueberries. We used to
Nice.
go pick, eat them off the vine.
Just knocked my brush off the table. That's never handy. Come here, you. Come here. Bloody thing. Now. Yeah, berries are good. I'm a fan of berries.
They are. They take so damn long to grow them around here. They get the vines and, get your stringers up for them.
I'll
Get a nice full.
I haven't had breakfast yet, so when I have brekkie, I'll have some berries with that.
Takes probably what? 8-10 years, honey, you get a good productive blueberry bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 at least.
Over here, a season, mate.
Are you serious?
Doesn't take long. They just spread like wildfire. They are viewed by most people
Damn.
who don't want to harvest them anyway as a bit of a problem weed.
Wow.
Unless you want to keep them there for the harvesting purposes, most people get rid of them. Partly because they'll take a place over. So yeah, I might be a bit wrong in the one season, but doesn't take real long. They spread ridiculously fast.
Now, how big are said blueberries in a season or two?
It's normal size, well, wide, about that big sort of a thing. And it's a bit like over here, tomatoes run rampant. The tomatoes I planted are taking over the area that they're in. What's another one that grows ridiculously fast? That should be going, really? This might be a universal one, regardless of where we are. But over here, mint.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a universal imperative, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They run riots if you left them.
Oh, yeah. The big tip I've been given is only ever plant it in a pot.
Yes.
Or if you do choose to plant it in the ground, make sure it's got its own little area and you keep it there. Which says a hell of a lot about just how invasive it actually is. Almost got this one clean. Then a couple of bits of gluing.
Lordy.
And then it'll be a bit of, well, quite a lot of chasing stuff up for me. All right. Now, next. We shall. Oh, well, I think to Bassman. Is our dashboard.
Oh, nice.
So,
And
yeah.
along swimmingly.
Part of me is tempted to see about painting the dials, but I don't think so at the same time.
No, it's good. Thinking of what leave it. So
Yeah,
like
yeah. From what I've seen of pictures, I'm probably overthinking it if I do that. And sometimes there's just no need for that sort of behavior.
I thought I'd make even more of a mess than I usually do.
Ha! Now, that then goes. All right. Now, hopefully, put that to there. And this goes into, or will go into there in a minute. Tweezers. Now, I might want to move this bit of cardboard because otherwise we're going to get a very grumpy exclamation from me as I put my hand in the paint. So, this. Oh, the easy way will just be put the paint on, or the glue on, and put it in position, I reckon. Theory?
Damn it, man.
You're not sounding real flash there.
I know, right? Damn this shit.
Now.
Oh, I'm getting fed up.
Now.
The Bassman says, Well, the day he come home from his testing, he should have used hand sanitizer, come home, changed clothes, took a shower. I was like, now you tell us all this.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020.
Ha. Now you tell us all this.
Oh, there we go. So it's just like that. Oh, that was easy. Right, hang on. Is that straight? Yeah, it is. Oh, nice. That easy. There, people. Is our front suspension. Bing. Bing. And that ultimately
Bing, bang, boom.
goes together. Well, oh, no, it's not quite that easy after all. Thought I was being a tad optimistic. This bar's got to go in. This is the steering bar. Anyway, I think if I put that back into position and just let it dry, heaven forfend, it'll be fine. And, dearie me. Now,
Thank you, dear.
dear, guys.
Oh,
What did you say?
I was just listening to the coughing and spluttering, saying, dearie me. Almost.
It always gets worse when the sun goes down.
And up a bit.
Well, thank you.
What I'm going to do is let that settle, and hopefully, or when it settles a bit more, I'm talking about that little bit steering bar there. When it settles a little more, I'm going to hit it with a bit of quick dry glue just to take care of business.
Taking care of business.
That's the theory. Now, the other thing I want to do before winding up is getting that bloody handbrake back into position. Cunty thing. Cunty, cunty, cunty. One of the most amusing uses of the word cunty over encountered was my a housemate I used to have, and I were cruising down the road in a bit of a hurry, but nothing too full on. Anyway, and as we're approaching an intersection, the lights change to yellow, and which means, of course, we're ultimately going to have to stop. Comment from my mate. Oh, what a cunty wank stain. It's just a light change, man. Don't get too excited now. But no, that was a cunty wank stain.
Damn.
Funny shit.
Yeah.
All right. Now that will hopefully take care of business. Yeah, let us. In you go. You know you want to. Don't lie to me. Oh, it actually sat first up that time, I think. Maybe.
To tell you how stupid and impatient most people are, the other day I was coming through Selma, and it was right there at the stoplight, busy intersection, right there by 95. This little white Toyota cuts over 2 lanes, cuts in front of an 18-wheeler, runs the red light, causes the 18-wheeler to run the red light, and then the SUV behind the 18-wheeler run the red light because he couldn't see the light that was in front of the 18.
Jesus. That's just
And I was sitting there in the left turning lane watching it all. I'm like, you're an idiot.
yeah. I've the other day, in fact, I saw it in. You see it all too commonly, unfortunately. There's a lot of people on the roads who just shouldn't be, and basically, the guy a car went through the intersection so late he cannot have been on the green. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now I'm just letting that dry, and tomorrow it's all undercarriage work, but the interior is complete. In fact, I might as well just quickly show you that. If anything, I already have, but I'm going to show you again. So here's our interior.
These 6 wheels, they all done as well.
There we go. There's the interior.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And now I'm just letting for that. I can scooch across that way even. I'm just letting the steering bar dry. Then I'll hit that with some quick dry glue just to shore it up. And tomorrow, I would suggest we can get on with the undercarriage, putting the engine in, all manner of niceties. This we shall now do. Okay. Well, that we'll then do. More's the point. I'm now going to give you guys some solo time. So we'll start with Bassman.
All right.
Okay. Now, boom.
Well, my 57 Nomad, I've got the hood with the hood hinge.
Oh, nice.
Got we can't see them. The firewalls in it. Got the radiator in the front.
Yep.
Got clothes on it. Got both doors. The panels on it.
Nice.
Drummed out. So the doors are done on both. And then I got the back window in.
Nice
Down. So it's coming along. It's turning out nice. It's gonna be pretty cool. I think it's just done. I got the rear end done on it.
Nice one.
3 springs and great calibers.
Cool.
But yeah, it's coming along.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Okay, David.
Carrying on with this one.
Ooh.
Trying to put little pieces on there and dropping pieces and losing pieces. And I've got the exhaust on.
Oh yeah, nice one.
On. So I put the windscreen in on the front main part. Yeah, the cab's all screened up.
Oh yeah, nice.
So,
Nice.
I'd be
Nice.
inside, and there's backseat already in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that fits in like that.
Interesting.
That
Nice
does.
one.
Come along
Yeah,
nice.
Very pretty. Nice one. All righty.
Nice job.
Well, that is us done for today. Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate it. First time viewers, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. Other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch, and we follow, like, or subscribe. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I have a swimming class. So I'm going to be on at 7:30. So I'll be on an hour earlier than today.
5 o'clock. Don't sleep in.
Yeah. And tomorrow I guess we'll just be getting on with it. So tomorrow we will be on at a similar sort of a time, but much earlier, an hour earlier. So it's at a similar kit time and the same kit channel. We'll catch you good people then. See yous.
Bye.